if you're like us, I think you're pretty tired of this shit by now. I think we're exhausted. So we're not gonna bore you to death with a bunch of deep dives on bars and battle raps. Like I'm pretty sure every podcaster in the world is doing that. You really don't need another one. So we're not gonna bore you to death with that. We're simply just gonna figure out a way for us to bring this to an end. Am I right? Because I personally just don't think that I don't think that I think we bit off more than we could chew with this battle. I think we all wanted a good rap battle, but shit.
This shit done got out of hand.
It's gotten crazy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I'm flabbergasted. Like, I need a break. I'm tired. I think we all had enough here. Like, you guys, let's get this over with. Who won? Right? Let's just get over with it already. Who won?
We gotta figure out.
Can we figure out a way?
We gotta find a way to figure out who won.
And
it's not just like it's not calling a clear cut winner because at this point, I mean, like, well, you could in the sense of like UFC because when somebody's getting beat on and they're not doing anything about it, the ref comes in with the hand.
Well, you know what? I know. We just saw Canelo win the fight tonight, so we could use boxing references. But we're also in the NBA playoffs right now, so I figured what better time than to use this as a moment to use sports analogies of figuring out if we could figure out a winner.
Yeah, I mean,
I
mean, I am dressed for the occasion. So.
I mean, you are Jay O'Neal, and I am Alan A. Smith. Welcome. Oh.
Welcome. There. You see that?
Yeah, you're looking pretty shabby, my friend.
I mean, you looking good yourself.
I appreciate you, buddy.
Looking good yourself,
Listen, the game just keeps getting better every day. I tell you that much. We're in for a good one today. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast,
Just Advice.
Oh yeah. I'm your host, Alan A. Smith. And I'm here with my other co-host,
Jay O'Neal.
Man, we got an episode for you guys today. Listen, I know that you're probably rattling your little brains like, how do we pick a winner? It's so much raps. What are we going to choose? I get it. Is there anyone who could dictate how we choose a winner in this battle? I don't think anyone's really thought about that. I think we're just so fascinated every time a record drops. They're like, well, I mean, there's another record dropping, and then there's another record. Like last night, there was 3 records that dropped. I don't know what to say anymore, but I'm pretty sure you're tired of think pieces about these records at this point. So,
I feel like we can though. There is a way we can tally it up. There is a way we can come up with a clear score system.
Well, it's funny you say that, right? We figured out a nice 8-tier system here, and it's going to help you guys pretty much break down how we're going to try to score this out a little bit easier for you, because I know it's probably so hard to pick a winner. There's so many biases amongst so many people, whether you're a Drake fan or a Kendrick fan, or if you're not even interested and you think this is all trash. There's so many opinions on it, right? Right?
I mean, that's fair system-wise, because, I mean, when you do deep dives, people have, which everybody else is doing, it seems like all it is long drawn out, scenarios and breakdowns of these songs. When we're just gonna be able to simplify it and put a point system to it. You can't knock that.
So we figured we'd come up with an unbiased way of scoring this battle and figuring out if we can try to at least not pick a winner, gauge where the battle's at if we know how to, tally this up in the best way possible.
And I feel like this system could be utilized in later battles where it'd be an easy way to decipher who's a clear-cut winner just based off of stats alone, because this is just like a breakdown.
Absolutely. Listen, let me just say this. We did it first. Let me put this down because I know we're probably going to need this for marketing purposes later. We did this first. Make sure that you put this on record. There is no other podcast in the world who has come up with an accurate scoring system on how to gauge these rap battles. We are here to help the people, right? I think that we're men of the people. We are here to simply just make your lives easier, all right? I'm pretty sure you guys have questions and we have answers, right?
Definitely.
So I guess we might as well jump into it. Let's jump into the meat and the potatoes. No Diddy.
Why is meat and potatoes no Diddy? Why? That's a clear.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
To
If it's your thing.
I mean, it's a
like
clear
meat and
reference.
potatoes.
Food. Yeah, it's a thing.
Hey,
food.
Listen,
Food.
whatever floats your boat. We're gonna embed this on the screen for you guys right here. So if you guys follow along, this is a list of this list right here is basically what we're going to be using as our tally system. Basically, every record that we're going to be reviewing today is going to tally up a score, and we're going to find a way of, at least if we're not going to pick a winner, we can find out how far and who's really in the lead in this battle, at least by a point tier system. So what we did was, in breaking down the tiers, like J.O. was explaining before, again, making a diss record, you should get a point for that. A lot of rappers are doing subliminals, they're doing a lot of like jabs, but a lot of people don't make actual diss records anymore. And just for anyone who has the decency of making a diss record, we're going to give you a point. A direct attack, like Jay was explaining before. If you were to make a direct reference of that rapper, finally saying someone's name for once, there's no speculation needed anymore. We know exactly who you're talking about. We love you for that. Step up and put your chest out. Poke your chest out. Say it with your chest, little niggas. Say it with your chest. You should get a point for it, right?
Definitely.
I think so.
You see Kendrick is making a statement with that one. But
I mean, I'm happy we're getting some real bars now. We're not really talking, in code anymore. We're getting real direct with it.
No subliminal.
None. And it should be like that. It's a rap battle. It needs to get a little dirty. Sometimes you got to get real. Family. If you do mention someone's family, you've taken it there. You deserve a point because you went to another level with this. I don't think that it's going to be easy. These niggas really don't feel like they have any regards for each other's family at this point. It's gotten really messy.
That's super messy. It's almost like this is a chick fight going bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, not saying that either one of these people are females. I'm saying with the level of messiness, this is.
Oh, it's
messy. This is
messy. This is long fingernail clicking messy.
This exactly. I forget you're a Libra. I forget you're a Libra. I forget you're a Libra. I'm like, what the fuck?
Listen, man, it is what it is. Hey, definitely. Listen, now talking about kids, I think of it like this, man. Kids are off record. They're innocent. They have nothing to do with it. So if you reference them,
definitely
hey, you know
advocate.
What? We gotta have somewhere in here to foul you. You know, there's a foul somewhere.
I mean, like, there gotta be some kind of foul system. We gotta balance it somewhere.
We're human. You know, we gotta have some decency here. We're gonna talk about the kids. You're gonna have to take a point away. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
Makes sense.
I mean, like, I 100% agree. I don't agree with you on a lot of things, but this is definitely one of those things where
For
I
sure.
feel like once you talk about the kids, you've taken it too far.
For sure. Back-to-back records. Like if you make a record and the person doesn't respond, and you have time to make another record about that nigga, you really hate that nigga. You get you a point,
you cooking
my brother.
this nigga.
You cooking him.
Oh, you cooking this?
You definitely getting a point for that.
Yeah,
I call that an offensive rebound. I scored. You didn't score. I'm scoring again. I'm dunking that shit.
That's definitely.
You feel me? Yeah, Let's get that replay up. All right, 24-hour responses, man. If you had the time to respond the next day, it's like, man, you did not have any time to wait. You had to smoke this right now. Like you was standing by the cooker waiting. It's like you was right by the grill.
That's
like you was a smoker.
Yeah, that's different. That's a different type of energy you bring.
Different.
That's like that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to wait till shit die down because you remember back in the day when niggas had beef. They be like, oh, I'm gonna wait for shit to die down for them to think shit's sweet and then pop up on them.
That's right.
No, next day he taking the garbage out in the morning and you popping up like, what's good, my nigga?
Man, I mean,
that's that energy, and that's what Kendrick is on some LA shit.
Bro, I mean,
that's some LA
Drake
spinning.
was on Kai Cenat's live stream while he was already getting another record out.
But this is what I'm saying. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Don't get me started because you just said begging Kai Cenat, boy, you're not fucking deep enough. But here you go, texting Kai Cenat too. So I mean, like, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Man,
right?
oh man.
That is that a whole nother podcast? Are we
Listen.
leaving that for a whole nother podcast?
I
But
tell
we're
you
not gonna
this.
go there.
Stealing bars, you should definitely get negative points. I don't think we condone any plagiarism in this podcast.
I mean, like, so that means every one of Drake's songs should get a negative.
I digress. Beats.
Everyone of Drake's.
Beats. Yo,
He
honestly,
stole it from his think tank.
hey, if your beats are correct, man.
You know he not battling Metro, right? So we don't have to do beats. But
Listen,
all right, whatever.
I think that one thing is for sure. If you're gonna have a hot diss record, I don't want to just hear bars, man. Please let it be on a banging ass beat, cause like sometimes people really tune out just cause the beat's boring. I'll be honest. Some people really needed those lyric videos cause they wasn't gonna listen to it on the radio. It just wasn't happening.
Just like that push-ups. Yo, my nigga, on that the Get Money version of the push-up song, they be playing that in the strip clubs. Like, they still only want that version.
Yeah, you're the only one that heard this version. Where you be at, man?
What are you talking about? You didn't hear
I'm
the Get
joking,
Money
I'm
version? You're like, why do you always? He always
Yo,
does
I
this
mean,
to
you
me.
always bring up the randomest, right? Like, why you listening to the
know,
remix? Like, who's
the
got time to listen to the
remix?
remix?
That was the first mix.
said
That was the leak that Act put out. That was the leak that Act put out. He was like, do I have the real song? Do I have the real song?
It's not the one that's on the DSPs.
No, that's not the one that's on the DSPs, but that's the one that I'm saying that is liked.
Only you would bring up the remix of a diss record. Like, come on, J.O.
The remix.
This is so J. This is just J.O.D. of you.
The remix.
Anyway. Whew. Since we're going in reverse chronological order, we're going to start with The Heart, Part 6 by Drake. Wow. Yeah, 5 diss records in one weekend. I'm going to just start by saying this. I wasn't expecting this. I'm full. I think we all... Wow. You know what I mean? I just need a breather after this one. We got fed a lot. I'm full. Yeah, The Heart Part 6 by Drake. Off the rip, I'm going to give him 1 point because it's a diss record. You got to give him 3 points for dissing Ross on this. Add another point for the Whitney reference. We'll take away a point for mentioning the kids. Of course, you know how we feel about the kids. Take away 1 point for that. I'll also, let me see here. We got to give him another point for 24-hour response. Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams last night, and then Not Like Us. Again, with Drake responding, this is the first record since Not Like Us. We're getting, yeah. It's the first record since Not Like Us that we're getting, and it's a solid record. Again, I'm impressed with the rap that we're hearing from both these gentlemen right now. We've been lucky to get Drake in his bag like he is today. I don't think he's been inspired to write as much as he's been inspired by this recent battle, and I also feel like K-Dot's been inspired. I'm a K-Dot fan as well, and I'm a fan of both of these gentlemen, and I feel like they both are pretty much sharpening each other through this battle. I think K-Dot's already been that, but I'm just happy that he's dropping music, consistently. Like, we usually do have to wait, and this is something that, Drake does reference in the Heart Part 6, which is, as you know, it's a play on words from the Heart series that Kendrick previously released. He has a Heart series that he does periodically throughout the years. He would always drop another Heart with a number behind it, of course, chronologically from 1 through 5 he's done. And now Drake decided he's going to drop the Heart Part 6. Reminds me of Barter 6 when it comes to, Young Thug, playing with the Carter series, which was Wayne's when they were having the whole beef. All in all, again, the beat is hard too. I'll give him a point for the beat. And, we could tally this up. We have a score here. I think this is a fair score. Yeah, we're going to start it off with that. Again, a late submission, a very late submission, but Drake bringing us consistency. I think that, one thing I will say, I don't think I've ever seen a battle go this many rounds. And I'm excited. This is like double overtime. You know what I'm saying? These fellas are balling out of the court. This is double overtime. We're getting fed a real, like, finals right now. This is the NBA finals of rap. These guys have really brought. I don't know if we're being distracted by something. I hope we're not. I feel like this is a real big distraction. My tinfoil hat is on because I heard the U.S. was sending out billions of dollars this week, but that's another story. I think this is interesting nonetheless for hip hop. I'm excited to see the bars on both sides. It is a lot of mudslinging. I won't say, I don't know if these accusations about Kendrick being, I don't want to even say the word, but these are some really bold accusations. But again, even the trickery of planting fake evidence to bait him into dropping, basically false insults against you. This is just a different level of strategic warfare. I gotta give Drake credit for just attacking this with a different standpoint. Lyrically, though, of course, is what we're here for, right? We're here for the lyrics, but I'm here for the showmanship too. This is a sport. This is I want to see how creative you get, and it's gotten very creative.
This is his fighting chance. This is him coming out swinging because he's already getting beat down. So, you know what I mean? Like, is it good enough to combat that fast break that, like you saying, it's like a buzzer beater at the end of a quarter. But if they went up by 30 in a quarter and he just hit a buzzer beater three, yeah, it takes the energy out of the room, but does that really have anything to do with the deficit?
I hear you. I think that's a good point. I wouldn't argue that. I think that you're right. If you're gonna look at it from that perspective, absolutely, it wouldn't take this thing off. Like, you still have a lot of points. You're down right now. You gotta hit harder. You gotta score a lot more than that. Those 3 points didn't really do enough, but it was a valid attempt at the end. He did probably
he did take the air out the room in the
edge
quarter.
off the lead. He took a little bit of the lead off, but it's still a large lead right now. So I hear you on that. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. This is just to let you guys know too before we jump into this. We're doing the ratings in reverse chronological order. So from the most recent record to the oldest record, at least in this most relevant battle, right? Between Drake and Kendrick. Safe to say?
Safe to say. I mean, I agree with that.
All right, cool. So, Not Like Us. Definitely one of those records. What do you think about it after hearing Not Like Us by Kendrick?
I mean, it was just, I feel like he was looking for that Mike Breen bang. Like, for that finish, that old school nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, like, I hit you with a banger, and now I'm hitting you with some more heat.
I see dead people.
It's. I mean, like I said, is this when the ref stops the fight? But we're not scoring. We're basing it off of all of the collective songs, not in the diss record, not just this little spurt of.
And keep in mind, we're using basketball references, not boxing references. So I know as much as we are seeing a rap battle right now, fight. We probably did watch the Canelo fight tonight, which was a good fight. Canelo won. However, in terms of basketball references, we're gonna have to get creative here for the fans. I think it was pretty dirty. Kendrick's got his. It looks like he's got Drake's compound as the records artwork. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know what the little red dots are at the top. I don't know. What
They're
that's
just
supposed
like
to be.
it looked like they're just like like the pins for location.
Yeah.
Like this person's location or whatever. Like at first it looked like Among Us characters, so I had to zoom in myself. Like what is that?
Right.
Why is that? Why is there little mushrooms up there?
Yeah. Well, it looks like we came up with a score for this. Based on our scoring system, as you can see, this is a diss record, so we gave it 1 point. I also added another point because this is his second record that he released back to back. Because keep in mind, he did release the Meet the Grams record last night, which we will get to next. But staying on the point, seeing as this is his next record that he released, since he released Meet the Grams, Drake didn't answer that record.
He didn't have a chance.
He didn't even have a chance.
He didn't have a chance.
We're getting spoiled.
Get up!
Get up!
Get up!
Boy, get up! Get up! You got this shit!
Get up!
Get out the way!
You done knock Rock out. Get up, Rock. Get up. Situate him. Hey, Rock, kill him, Rock. Kill him.
He didn't even have a chance.
Yo, fight back, nigga, fight back.
Pussy, he ain't had a chance.
Nah, for him responding back to back with records without Drake getting a response in, he has another point. You gotta give him a point for that. For the
24-hour response.
yes, he gets another point for that.
No, he gets 2 points. That's a 2 point.
That's correct.
You
That
know
is
what I'm saying?
correct.
Because you got to remember, there's a difference between a back-to-back and a 24-hour response to your own record. What are you on, my guy? It should be another point added for that, but he's neither here nor there. Now you got me talking politics.
Nah, I get it. So also for the beat, I think the beat selection was very dope. Honestly, Not Like Us happens to be one of my favorite Kendrick disses in this battle. I would say next to Euphoria, it's neck and neck. Euphoria and Not Like Us, two of the best records in this battle so far, hands down. So we have a score here. Looks like between everything that we tallied up, Not Like Us has basically scored on our scoring system. The next record that we have on record here is Meet the Grams. I was actually up last night.
I was up last night too.
Wow.
It was dark. And for me, it was dark because we're going to talk about the song before this that dropped, which Drake dropped, Family Matters. And it's one of those catchy songs that get you like, ooh, this is gonna be a good fight. And then, I had to sit back and listen to Meet the Grams, and I was just taken back.
Bro.
Like, he dissected this man. He really, I feel like that was the nail in the coffin. He didn't even need Like Us, but here we go, and here we are.
Now Meet the Grams, he definitely got disrespectful, and I'm here for it. I'm sorry, we're in a battle rap now. Like, we're not here to play games. We're not here to hold hands. This is real rap. So I'm respecting the fact that Kendrick came with that dark skin energy. Let's just keep it a buck. He took it there, and he needed to. He needed to go further. It was like, all right, we all saw this coming. We knew what it was. We knew that Kendrick was jabbing until he came with the hard records. He's doing it now. Now he's hitting. Now he's going for his knockout hits.
And I feel like he's not done. I feel like he sees. Oh my gosh, he sees the grass, which is greener on the other side, and the other side is the industry without, its number one plant, and he feel like this is what it is. This is what it is because he can't outbar me. There's no skeletons in my closet. You know what I'm saying? He can't fight. So he's not gonna get no dirt on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a family man, and he's running around like he really, really, really feels like. All in all, he has the upper hand on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think that Drake probably thought he had the upper hand for the most part, but I think that Kendrick is letting him feel And I think that's what the Euphoria reference was, a feeling of peace and calm, thinking that it's over. Like, I think that was what he was referencing, because I'll be honest, a lot of people were trying to, try to battle up to Drake early in, and I think that woke Kendrick up too. I'll be honest. I think Kendrick definitely heard the rumors.
He was waiting.
I think he heard the rumors too. I think he heard the rumors. I think he heard after, Push Ups came out, he probably knew he had to come a little bit harder with his jab step. He had to start taking it to the hole. These niggas sleeping on his jumper. He had to start shooting a little harder.
My man hit a full court buzzer beater. What are you talking? Meet the Grams is a full court buzzer beater. He inbounded cash money.
Yeah.
His arm is still up like this after the shot. He talking about?
Kendrick out here shooting like Kyrie, man.
Kyrie from 3.
This nigga shooting for real now. I don't know what to say.
Kyrie like 3. Man, what are you talking about, man? This nigga Kendrick dropping all these records, man. He done fucked up my parlay. Let me see what I had. Like, you fucking up the parlay.
Yeah, right. Niggas went to sleep last night looking at their bets in the morning like, oh,
God
shit, what happened?
Damn, yo.
I don't know what happened, bro. This nigga snuck one out on us. Pause. But, yeah, so, for being a diss record again, give him 1 point. Now, for this being a direct attack, we got to give him 3 points.
It's a 3-pointer right there.
Yeah, you got to give him 3 points because he actually said his name in his record. We also got to give him another point for referencing his son because he does reference I'm sorry.
Well, on Meet the Grams, he referenced the father, the mother.
Who else? The father, the mother, who else?
And the son.
No.
That's the entire family, and the alleged new daughter that we don't know about. So, but so I mean, I feel like he should get a couple more points for the dad and the mom shots.
Well, he did reference the dad and the mom twice in here. I'll give him 2 points for each. I'll give him 2 points for each of those. But yeah, he did have that bar. I ain't gonna lie. One of the most notable bars in this song was, "You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis." Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick individual. Like the fact that he's talking about his mom and dad in first person, like, and then with their first names is just hilarious. Like, the lack of respect is crazy.
The lack of respect. Not even Miss Graham. Not even, golly.
Now, again, we take off points for mentioning kids, so he did mention
I mean,
the
like I said, kids are off limits, so.
So we taking off 1 point for that. For the 24-hour response, because he.
Oh, no, and we taking off a point for because he also mentioned that he has another child, allegedly, so we got to take away a point for that as well.
Yes, we do. We have to take off the fact for him mentioning he has another child, correct. Yep.
So that is another point deducted.
Another point deducted. That's -2.
Yeah.
2 fouls. It's all right, though. 2 fouls isn't bad. That's still a solid game.
You can still, it's still a solid game.
Listen,
You didn't foul out.
He's one of the best.
Six mentions of 6 different kids. Or 6 different times is definitely.
I mean,
and no holds barred. You really took it there. You didn't have to. Type of situation, and that's what I'm taking from it.
Listen, they say this is where the big boys play, right? It's gonna get dirty sometimes. There's gonna be a few fouls in here, and I don't blame them. At the end of the day, you're gonna send a message. You want to send a clear shot, and that was. The cherry was hot.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, so he's got -2 for those references. For the 24-hour response, because, again, Meet the Grams, sheesh.
I was not even a 24 hour. That was a 20-minute response. A 24-minute response.
I don't even think it was an hour. Like, it was not even an hour.
It was within the hour. Like, he's talking? Man. That's bully energy.
Man. I gotta give him credit for that. That was the quickest response I've ever seen. Ever seen.
I feel like he was gonna drop that in the hour, regardless of what. And Drake just got caught in he got caught in that.
He did. For this record, Because again, 24-hour response and the beat was amazing, so you get another point. We got this tallied up to be 9 points.
No. We didn't add. You didn't add in the extra. That's the old tally. You didn't add in the extra for the mention on.
I did. It's right here. The extra -1 next to D is for kids.
Yeah, those are the takeaways, but you added the plus for the mother and.
Yeah, Sandra and Dennis.
Oh, okay. Oh, those weren't direct attacks. Those were family attacks.
Sandra and Dennis are family. What are we gonna do?
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay.
You said family. Any mention of family? Are you really gonna mess up the score now?
I mean, Dennis is an artist.
Dennis is his dad.
He's an artist.
You're really reaching right now.
I'm reaching. That's what we do.
Listen, I'm being fair.
Listen, hey, all right.
The score is 9. At this point, the score is 9. If you want to make Dennis a rap artist now, you're really trying to breach at this point. But yeah, at this point, with the score at 9 on this Kendrick Lamar's Meet the Grams, you're adding 9 to his score. As you can see, the current score on the board. And moving on. The next record on the table, we have Family Matters. Family Matters was wow. What do you think about Family Matters?
It's a good record. It had great visuals, like it gave me something to look at. But at the same time,
that video was crazy. Now we can't skip past. You can't do that. You can't do that.
What?
The visuals was crazy.
It was crazy.
I
enjoyed it.
No,
and I said,
the shock value, you got to give it some credit. I couldn't lie. I was like, when I pulled up the video, I'm looking at this fucking I'm looking at him literally like a fucking flatbed, and I'm like, that's not the Caravan from Good Kid, Mad City. I'm like, there's no way that's a Caravan. I'm like, is he really getting this petty with it? And it just, I had to laugh because it was like, yo, I actually do admire this kind of petty. This is actually entertaining. This is a sport. I love showmanship. If there's anything that I want to make sure we mention here, we got to give credit where credit's due. I do admire showmanship. It's okay when we have some Tim Duncans in the game that are technicians and they just know how to score and shoot. But it's always fun when you have someone like a Kyrie that splashes or someone that's like flashy with it. Have a little fun with it, I think that's one of the things that makes the game enjoyable to watch, right? Like, showmanship is a big deal for me. So I think when it comes to rap battles, this is something that I gotta give credit for, even though we both know. I think lyrically, Drake does know that Kendrick is really.
But at the same time, I feel like if you calling him like a Steph Curry, somebody who may have changed the game with the way they play. I feel like that messed up their style of play. Everybody's shooting threes now. Everybody's shooting up the fucking gym, thinking that they him, and they not. You know what I'm saying?
I would compare it more to like a Marbury, the way he shifted the game. I feel like the NBA definitely was more entertaining when Marbury came in, and there was a lot of these young athletes that started, even the AIs, when they came in the game, no pun intended, because, Drake did take advantage of the AI in this battle, but speaking of the AI, Allen Iverson, I think that Drake was actually really, he's bringing that showmanship to the game. AI was one of those players that he was an all-around player, but he also was able to cross niggas like Jordan up. You're better than me. No, hands down, you're better than me, but I'm going to cross that ass up one time and make this a good-ass game. I respect the showmanship. You feel me? Got to give it to the niggas that want to give on a good show. But yeah, that being said, Family Matters.
We didn't even get a chance to. At the same time, that was the record that got that got dropped, and before the heat got turned off in the studio, before the lights got turned off, before they left for the evening, the fucking response came out. So you didn't even get a chance to enjoy that. You didn't even get a chance to let that marinate. We getting a chance to deep dive on it now, but when it came out, I didn't even get a chance to enjoy it, because by the time I heard the song, I was listening to Kendrick Lamar, and that shit shifted the whole spectrum of the battle. That shit shifted my whole view of everything.
It did.
I'm like, oh, naggers. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it now. I get where we're going with this.
But you know, even speaking of daggers, like I laughed at the fact that Drake brought in the word with nigga. It's the pettiness for me. Like it's fun. It's like, you know what, lyrically okay, we get it, but like I love the fact that it's actually sort of fun to watch this a little bit. It's fun and it's entertaining. So basically, all points, you know, again, this is a diss record. We're happy that people are not shying away from the battle. We got to give you that first point off the rip. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the beats here, there's a few people that he mentions on this record, and I think it all needs to be noted. You know, when it comes down to it, Drake is in a battle with many rappers at once. So it is, unfortunately, a gift and a curse because he gets to knock it all out in one song sometimes.
But I mean, like, even at the same time, you feel like you call him battling Metro. It was a one-off, and Metro isn't an artist. So it's like, you know, he battling Metro. He's mentioning this guy. That's just like him mentioning, well, no, I mean, not like the same, like mentioning, the basketball player who's busting out the gritty, John Morant. So it's not like the same because he didn't mention him by name, but at the same time, it's like this is somebody who is not responding on wax.
I mean, end of the day, you say what you say, but at the end of the day, Metro was the same one that was like, he's in his villain era, am I right? He's the same one that came up with a whole diss album against Drake, am I right? I mean, he had a 2-part series to this, aligning with all of Drake's ops, am I right? Are you going to say to me that it's wrong for him to even shoot at him at this point?
No, I didn't say it was wrong for him to shoot at him. I said that I didn't want him to get a point for mentioning someone who's not going to respond back. Like, you know, it's you talking to the beat maker. That's just like him talking to anybody else who in the camp that can't respond on their own doing something else. So, I mean, like, that's the only thing I'm saying. You know what I mean? He went off, and he mentioned a lot of people who have the ability to respond. So,
I hear you. Well, I like the fact that he's not going to sit here and shy away from it. He's not shying away from who he's talking about. He's keeping it very consistent and making sure that, you know, the people that came for him are being responded to individually. And again, this is a gift and a curse for Drake because he doesn't have to make multiple diss records anymore. He can make one track and just address them all. It's honestly, it reminds me of Jay-Z. You know, honestly, I gotta say this because this is something that doesn't get referenced enough. But like, when you look at songs like The Takeover, Jay-Z pretty much would be in the same position I feel Drake is in, where he's pretty much at the top of the game. And at the end of the day, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know, you're going to have a lot of people throwing rocks at the throne. So in that position, you will have to respond to a lot of animosity. It's in Drake's best interest to honestly try to get it all out as he can in one track because it's so hard to really individually address every single person. It's not easy.
I agree with that.
You know?
But I don't agree with him getting a point for this in Metro. I'm sticking by it. Because Metro, it's a diss record towards Metro, but I mean, like, is Metro gonna respond? How's he gonna respond? Is he gonna do a whole nother album with another set of people, or is he gonna do another single where he gets Drake ops to diss him again, or is it past that with them two? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is Metro actively doing and saying for him
A lot.
to be?
I mean, we've seen it all. We've seen everything in the back and forth. It's been going on, but I don't want to stay here. There's a lot more we got to dive in on. He also mentioned Ross, another person that he's been getting jabbed from, and he, he has to address. So again, for this segment, we have to give points for every person that's being called out. You're not being subliminal. You're being direct. You're bringing the beef to the front, to the surface, and I respect it. You're getting 3 points for Metro. You're getting another 3 points for Ross. He also is getting another 3 points for Kendrick. He definitely mentioned Kendrick's name in this. He didn't shy away from mentioning Kendrick this time, and I love that. Because for a while, both of them were pretty much doing the whole, they were doing the whole playing dumb about it, subliminal message shit.
The flex era of this battle, of battle rap.
Yeah, he said these bars go over Kenny's head no matter what I say. Making fun of his height, of course. He also did make some mention of Abel. He did mention Abel. He was talking about
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. If you don't know who Abel is, he was basically talking about how basically they was out here balling with Abel's budget. Tricking. They was out here tricking with Abel's money. You know what I'm saying? He said he was out here tricking with Abel's money. There's a couple drives in here. So again, three for Metro, 3 for Ross, 3 for Kenya, 3 for Abel. He also got to say 3 for Cole. He does jab at Cole in here as well.
And for the people at home, if you agree that he shouldn't have gotten a point for Metro, please chime in for me because
yeah, good luck. I don't know. Let us know what you think. I definitely I welcome the thoughts on this, but he also gets a point for mentioning Whitney. He mentions Whitney 3 times in this song, by the way, with some very bold accusations. I don't know how true this is. I don't want to speak on this because it's very ugly. If this is true or not, I don't want to really.
Messy.
Very messy. Very messy. But he does make accusations about some domestic violence with Kendrick and his wife, Whitney. If you didn't know who Whitney was, he mentions Whitney a couple of times, especially in the reference where he says on some Bobby shit, I just want to know what Whitney need. Definitely a couple of tracks where he definitely, he's very clever. I can't front. He's dirty player. So for Whitney, you get a point. I would say 3 times. Yeah. For Dave Free, talking about his kid might be Dave Freeze, I gotta take away a point. We don't play with the kids. We're not gonna play with that. So take away a point for Dave Free. For the back-to-back record, because if you did see the Family Matters drop, you also know that he did drop the Buried Alive song simultaneously on Instagram. So I'm going to have to give him 2 points for back-to-back records being dropped. He did 2 disc records back-to-back. I'm giving credit for it. 1 point for the beat.
That's a reach.
Say what you got to say, but it's 2 records.
That's a reach. I don't. All right, whatever.
He said, "Nigga Cole losing sleep on this. It ain't me."
So I mean, what is it? The same? How does this record have the same name, and it's 2 different songs? Like this, it doesn't make any sense. Once again, a reach.
Yeah,
from my angle. I mean, I'm not trying to be. I'm not a Drake hater.
No, that's cool.
I think the songs that he are doing is catchy, and. I mean, I find myself singing some of this stuff more than I sing what Kendrick is saying, but I'm just saying Kendrick is dissecting his boy and hitting him harder.
I will say, Family Matters honestly is one of my favorite Drake records in the battle. I don't think every record was as strong as this one. Push Ups was cool. The AI joint, Taylor Made was alright, but this Family Matters one happens to be, I think, one of the strongest records that Drake has come to the table with. If this is his strongest record, personally, it's gonna be a tough battle for Drake.
Mm-hmm. Because like you said, even if he dropped it last, is that enough to combat all of the fast break?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have to step his defense up for sure.
Yeah, no.
The beat was hard though. The beat was amazing on this, and we all the points being scored up, 24-hour response and everything included. We gave this song 22 points.
Okay.
For Drake.
I think it should be about around like 17 or 19, but no, that's debatable.
The next song is pretty brief. We can cover this one quickly. Buried Alive.
That was the IG clip.
Yeah, that was basically the song where he parodies the Pine Box reference from Kendrick's song.
Super lackluster.
Yeah.
I don't know what were you trying to get bars out. I just put something together with your name on it, so it does not have another writer's name on it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like lackluster. From a Drake's perspective, definitely wasn't one of those. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Drake has only done that to me one time, and that was, with push-ups on this.
Yeah.
Because even with Family Matters, it being a good hit, I didn't get a chance to enjoy that. The next song came too fast, and this wasn't like that. This was two songs that came out, and you listen to one, and you were like, okay, and then there was another song that dropped, and then you're like, all right, this is more of what I'm talking about. It wasn't a feeling of like, yo, this boy is beating up on him.
Yeah, definitely. I say it wasn't really one of the strongest records. I think this was just a teaser, if anything, but it's still a record. So I'm gonna grade it as one. Because he is spitting lyrics here. He is actually bringing out an independent drop that's separate from the Family Matters.
He teased Family Matters
with this.
No, he teased Family Matters on the push-ups.
He just used the drop and give me 50 line again. That was all. But I don't think he was teasing it. I don't think Family Matters was a record.
No, I was really, really trying to keep it PG.
Yeah.
He said that at the end of the joint.
Yeah.
So that's like a teaser to the next song because he started this song. That's the chorus to this song.
I mean, he also brought in the Sexy Red song. It's not saying that's a prequel.
No, that was
He's just recycling his own shit. That's all he was doing, bro. You gotta read the room better, bro. Come on now.
What are you talking about, bro?
What are you gonna tell me that he was in there talking about drop that ass bitch, let that pussy drip? That was in there too.
I'm not, but that's a different song.
I'm just saying, the song. You're saying that was a prequel to Family Matters. I'm saying if that's the case, then we could say the Sexy Red record was a prequel because he also references that in there.
No, but it's a different. It's definitely in a different space.
No,
he's that was the way he referenced this song was. It was at the end, and then it cut at the end of that song, and then it was the chorus to this song. It's like a prelude. Like I had,
it wasn't
I had
the chorus.
something.
He said it once. He didn't even use it. He used it. All right, so I think it's a reach, but we'll agree to disagree. I personally don't agree, but you let us know what you think. Do you think that was him hinting at this record? Was it already recorded, or did he just drop? I feel like this was something that he just dropped. I don't think that he had this recorded already.
It didn't even sound like the same audio.
All right.
When you listen to it, but
end of the day, we're still getting away from Buried Alive because that's you talking about Family Matters. We're on Buried Alive right now. Buried Alive right now. We got a tally of
that which he did himself. He buried himself alive.
So we get 1 point. We get 1 point for the diss record. You get 2 points for being able to respond within 24 hours of Kendrick.
It has a song with the same name. I don't agree.
It's not the same name.
I don't agree
Alive.
with this score.
Buried Alive.
I don't agree with this score.
Different name.
Whatever score he gives this,
It's a different
song,
name. How you gonna say it's the same name? It's a whole different song, different name, different bars. It's not even connected. There's no chorus. There's nothing you can play. It's completely different from Family Matters.
Look at it on it's Family Matters and on Instagram.
I take away a point. I'll take away a point, and that's what I will do. I'll do this. I'll take a point away because he's sampling Kendrick's flow from when he did Pine Box. I'll respectfully do that, but I'm not gonna sit here and pander and say that this is not a record because it has the same name. That's a reach. It's not the same name. You gotta come with a better argument.
A win is a win. I take it.
2 points.
A win is a win.
2 points.
A win is a win. I take it. I take it.
Fuck. Yo. Yeah, you know a record where you gotta just you ever make that stink face like you just smell something nasty. It's one of them songs like you just this nigga jumps on the track. Yeah, this nigga's Kendrick right now is playing like I would compare him to Damian Lillard. This nigga's one of the best in the game. I think this nigga's just wow. I don't know what to say, man. This record right here just I ain't gonna front lyrically in the beginning I was just like, where we going with this? And then the end of it just this nigga just clears it's man, I don't want to get too lost in just explaining how I feel right now because there's a lot of emotions. How did you feel listening to the 616 in LA?
I'm trying to get what I got from the song, the record was he definitely has, and this was the one he dropped on Instagram. He definitely has Drake's fan base in mind when he's going at him with this song. Because he knows they want to hear bars and they want to hear somebody that's, like you say, not afraid to overstep those boundaries. Somebody that's not afraid to name names. And that's what Kendrick is doing with this track. He came out and really cemented that, yo, I don't know if you know that this is not going to stop. I don't know if you know that, but this is where it begins. Like, this is where my fast break begins. At 616 in LA. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he didn't really say names in this one. I don't know if you're referencing the right one. The only name that he did say in this was Act. You know, he said, I could see the vibe on... He said, yeah, somebody lying. I could see the vibes on Act. Even he looking compromised. Let's peel the layers back. He did mention academics in this, and I'll give him 3 points for Act, but I saw the points I could give him for shooting at anyone directly here. He didn't say no names. He didn't really do that. I mean, we know it's a diss record, but he's not saying names. And we're going to go by a scoring system. Am I right or wrong? We doing it unbiasedly. I'm not trying to pick sides here. I'm looking at it in an even, unbiased way. This record is hard as hell. Let's keep it a buck. Hard record. But, of course, lyrically, you know, jabbing. The beat was nice. It was a cool beat. I would say, you know, just for this being a back-to-back record, I'll give another point, you know, and with that, you know, he's got, 6 points here for this record. It's a strong record, though. It's a strong record. I can't front, but
we're not basing this battle, or we're not basing this scoring system on that, because if we were, this would be a completely different podcast.
Scoring system on what exactly?
On which record is harder, just right off the rip, like, basing it off whose record is harder, because we don't have enough Drake content to go record for record.
True, we don't, but I would say we don't, but this is the thing. Like we said, we're gonna look at it unbiasedly. Like, you know what? It's hard to really measure bars because for a lot of people, unfortunately, bars are tangible. The bars are not tangible. I'm sorry, bars are not tangible. And I personally, and again, I do reason with you on this because, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I love the bars in this track. I think that, look, one of my favorite bars on this track, I'll be honest with you, and this is just, again, just to show you I'm not being biased when I'm looking at this. One of my favorite bars on this track was when he said, asking where I was from, Austin, I know this type of power is going to cost, but I live in, he said, I live in the, oh my gosh. He said, I live in the circadian rhythm of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art. Like, this nigga's, oh, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. He said, I live in the circadian rhythm of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art. The nigga is poetic as fuck. I can't lie. Lyrically, this nigga's amazing. But the unfortunate thing about lyrics is it's really up to your perception. It's art. So some people might say, yo, this nigga's killing it. And somebody might be like, oh, boo, it wasn't hard. You feel me? Like, it's so hard to really range lyrics because some people are so, like,
we don't want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't one of those instances.
But he really was shooting.
No, but this wasn't one of those. This wasn't one of those instances because you got people glued to his seats right now, Kendrick.
He does. And
the way you came at.
He's giving on a hell of a performance.
The way he came out on like that, he really pushed the narrative. He switched the whole game right now.
Nah, I love his cadence on this record. I think he's really, man. Drake's got a lot. He's got a lot of. He's got to work on his defense, man. Because the way that his offense is coming right now, pause no homo, like no Diddy. Pause no Diddy, like the way that Kendrick is playing offense right now. Sheesh, this dude he's a technician.
That fast break might have cost him the game.
Yeah. Well, I would love to give Kendrick more points, but based on our scoring system and what we see right here, we're gonna have to give him 6 points for this record. All right.
What?
We're giving him 6 points. Come on, we're being fair here. I'm being as fair as I can be.
What? Oh my gosh! You didn't give him nothing on the beat.
Well, again, we give him points for being a back-to-back record. Like, you know, he dropped Euphoria right before he did 616 in LA. So with him dropping Euphoria this week, I thought we were going to get a Drake record before we hear anything else from Kendrick. Because Kendrick has been taking his time in between songs.
So why you didn't give him anything for the beat?
I did give him something for the beat.
No, you didn't.
I did give him something for the beat.
You did?
I did. You're looking at the score based on what I just said. Look, 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 for the beat.
I don't.
It's 6.
1?
I counted 1 for the beat.
Oh,
it's
okay.
6. I gave him 6.
Okay.
Look, I'm telling you. You try to catch me. Yeah. Write your own notes. Where's your notepad?
Right here. Right here, baby.
Well, your math ain't mathing.
Your
math ain't mathing, my friend.
My math wasn't adding up with what you had on that paper.
Shaquille O'Neal wasn't always the sharpest tool in the drawer, so I'm not mad at you.
I ain't got to hit 3.
Listen, Stephen A. Smith knows what he's talking. Alan A. Smith knows what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, back to the record.
I ain't gotta shoot 3s. I'm right at the bucket.
Yeah. Euphoria was dropped this week, and I don't think we're used to Kendrick dropping this rapidly. And I think that's why he laughed at the back-to-back. I'm going to get back to that in the Euphoria record. Because he said, oh, I know what the game plan is. You're going to try to do this whole back-to-back shit on me. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back-to-back on you, basically. Because he did 3 records in a row on this nigga Drake. After Euphoria, we later on saw, of course, that he dropped, like we just went over. After Euphoria, we saw that, like you said before, 616 in LA, and he was getting ready to drop Meet the Aubreys, but Drake jumped out too early while he was shooting. Euphoria, man, oh man, one of my favorite tracks in this battle. Euphoria and Not Like Us, is it? The newest record, most recent one, Not Like Us. Yeah. Euphoria and Not Like Us Two of my favorite records from Kendrick in this battle, and it's neck and neck for me. But you know,
Family Matters. No. Meet the Grams.
well, look at you. You shouting out Drake.
Meet the Grams.
There's so many records you can't keep up.
I can't keep up. Meet the Grams.
Look, listen.
Do it in post.
Euphoria. All right.
Meet the Grams for me was one of the hardest. Yo.
Man, so much. Yo, we really got blessed with some good hip hop this month. We got spoiled. What are y'all? What is
Meet the Grams? I did not sleep well.
I just want to know what the government's hiding from us. Cause what are you distracting us from? Why are you giving us all this great music? You know we had to wait years for Kendrick to make a record, right? Like now the niggas making music every week. Like what the hell are y'all hiding from us, United States government? Tinfoil hat on for a second. I think something's going on. Y'all niggas is hiding something because this shit smells fishy to me. But I digress. We'll jump back into the sports. Euphoria. 1 point, of course, off the rep because it's this record. We're also going to give him 3 points because he actually says Drake's name in this record. And you know how much we love when a player points at you and says, "Nah, you, come here. I'm about to cross you up." You know, I love a call out. Ain't nothing sweet about this. You know what I'm saying? I love a call out. So, you know, we're going to give him 3 points for that. We also are going to give him 3 points for shooting at Chubbs. We got to give him some points for shooting at Chubbs. Chubbs is definitely someone that Drake has been stouting in I'm sorry.
Sounds so good. Do it in post. Okay, we'll do it live. I'm going to write it and we'll do it live. I am tearing these motherfuckers up.
Yeah, so you know, he said I'll park, he said that line, "I'll park his son the very first time I shot me at Drake." Yeah, like, you know, he definitely brought up Drake's name in his record, and I respect it. He also does shoot at his family in here. You know, he shoots at his dad twice on this record. We're going to give him a point for that. There's also now there's the thing, right? There's a part in the song where he basically says, you know, raising my son, you know nothing about that. You know, nothing about that. You know, he continues about nothing about that. And he says, you know, Drake doesn't know anything about raising his son. Are we allowed to take off a point for him mentioning his son here? Because it's not a jab at his son, but he is talking about his kid.
I told you already. I don't agree with him getting... I don't agree with him getting a point because I don't feel like he's taking a shot at the son. He's taking a shot at Drake. And I'm not saying like he's more along the lines of using the son as a pawn or, you know, to take the shot, but more like a shot at him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't give him a point for that.
But I'm saying take away a point.
Well, that's what I mean. Take away a point. I wouldn't take away a point for this. This is one of those things that I like. That's like if you're a parent and somebody come and tell you your kid is ugly, then you would want to fight them. But if somebody came and told you your kid was being bad, you'd be like, "Yeah, I know my kid is a little bad. I understand. I'm gonna get him." So, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference in, like, what he's saying about the kid. Like,
Nah, kids is off limits.
No, I'm
Either
saying...
way, honestly, nah, stay on that same point. We both parents.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying.
Nah. Stay on that same point. We both parents, right?
Yeah.
You need to tell me that someone coming to you telling your kid is bad, you ain't going to be taking offense to it?
And
what if they're not... You don't know my kid? Like,
it depends on who. It depends on
who. Number one
rule. If her grandmother came and told me that my kid is bad, I'm not going to get mad.
Listen, number one rule in black people, especially if it's an op, let's stay right here where we at. you better not say nothing about a nigga kids. Like, kids is off limits.
Yeah, that's what
I'm just saying, that's a common sense. That's a common sense rule. Kids is off limits. So if you tell me like there's a difference between saying, hey, yo, Johnny was being bad, and hey, Johnny was ugly, nigga, Johnny, what, nigga? Don't talk about Johnny. Johnny better not come out your fucking mouth.
I mean, hey, if you left me watching Johnny while you went and did
that's not the point. You're making a stretch now. You're stretching the narrative.
I'm not stretching it. I'm talking about somebody having.
I'm talking about at war. Let's stay on point. Let's not move the goalpost to make it convenient for our points. In the battle of war, nigga, kids is off limits. You know what I'm talking about. You're not babysitting your warmongers' fucking nephews. You're going to war with the nigga who's going to war with you. Yes. If you talk about a nigga you at war with, kids is off limits. You're not babysitting their motherfucking kids.
But he didn't talk about the kid.
Nigga, he said, you don't know nothing about raising your kid. Your kid has to go to school and deal with people talking about your daddy's a deadbeat.
I mean, like, what?
Kids is being referenced. I'm sorry.
Kids are being referenced, but he did not come at the kid.
He didn't come at the kid, but he referenced his son. You got to take a point away. I'm sorry. Yo, we took point. We have to.
We gotta, because we don't agree on that. We definitely gotta put that up for debate because we gotta put that up for a poll.
Well, I'm sorry. I definitely think his son be a reference based on our tally, and you see it right here. It says kids -1 point. He said to his son. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be out here raising my son, doing my thing, and you don't know nothing about that. Like, you don't know nothing about raising your son. Basically telling him you have his kids being a reference here. I'm sorry, but if you're not gonna take away a point, I'll respect it. You can leave a point on. Next, park his son. There has been references online to the fact that there's people that alluded to the fact that this bar was stolen from the battle rap that was in previous years. There was speculations that this was a bar that was already previously out here circulating in other battle rap forums. If that is true and this is a bar that he heard that he recycled, I'm sorry, we got to take a point away. There's been a few sample references outside on the Instagrams. And based on the Instagrams, they definitely got to take this point away for stealing bars, which is funny because Drake is the one who's really known for taking other people's music.
That's why he should have these negatives on every one of his records.
So
until I see the producer credit.
With the beat that we have on Euphoria, it was a beautiful song. It's general. I'm not giving him 1 point for this beat though. This beat, the flip was probably.
He's trying to get his point back.
The flip, I'll give him.
He's trying to get his point back. He's trying to get his point back.
It's all right, but you giving him a point for this beat?
Anything that I could bump to and listen to you get cooked. Because it was supposed to be, it sounded like it was supposed to be something else, and then it dropped into that.
I'm not gonna lie. Euphoria sounds like a beat that's starting that hasn't started yet. You like, it's about to.
It's about to.
It's gonna get good. It's getting there. I ain't like Euphoria's beat like that.
I like Euphoria's beat. I thought it was cool.
I'm not giving him.
And initially,
but his bars are so. But you know what's funny? His bars are so ill. You could deal with him being on a shitty beat, but it's funny. Like we were talking with someone earlier. They was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had to look at the lyric video to see what he was talking about because I couldn't follow. The song was just boring, and it was like, it is again. It goes back to the showmanship thing. Like Kendrick is a statistician. Like he's great lyrically, he's great, but when it comes to putting on a show, sometimes it can be a little bit numbing to the ears. So I think that I'm happy that he's switching up his cadences. I'm happy that he's trying different beats and he's not just staying in one pocket. He is getting real versatile with it. So I'm gonna give him credit though from a sports and analyst side. I think that he's an all around player. Like he's out here putting up triple doubles. I think that Kendrick is out here doing a lot of different triple entendres and amazing things with these lyrics. So I can't front artistically. This man is out here putting on a show. So what do we give him for this? Altogether, I'll tally up.
It's the same form.
So we're gonna give him 7 points for this. He's getting 7 points. We're not gonna take off the point for his son.
Parlay, Brody. Yeah, he was talking to Adonis earlier on and told him, don't skip out on the process. You know what I mean? Get your six pack the right way and do those push-ups.
Listen, man, I ain't gonna lie. This is definitely
irony.
We'll say this, you know.
The irony.
It is ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like gray eyes. No, it's not.
And we moving too fast. When I was living.
It's the good time.
When I was living.
Oh, gosh. All right, so TaylorMade, you know, again, we were talking about Jake, you know, making the game fun like AI, and this is one of those records where he was able to take advantage of the technology, using Pac's voice, using Snoop's voice, basically trolling Drake, you know, Kendrick into a response. He knew that, you know, in the past, the back-to-back approach worked in the past against Meek Mill. I feel like he was trying to do that repeat this time. It just didn't work as well as we know in the post events that followed. But still in all, we're going to fly through this a little quicker because, again, like, we're tired of talking about this subject, so we want to get to the point already, right?
And, I mean, I feel like it was more politics involved with this because this song was taken down by or you know, flagged by Tupac's estate and all these things. So, you know, this song was like, it didn't get a chance to get its legs as well.
It's still something that should be added to the record. It's something that, I'm still going to count.
I don't argue that. I'm just,
you know,
I'm giving my overview.
So at this point, you know, we get a point for this record. We're getting 3 points for making it a direct attack. Definitely mentions Kendrick's name in there. He also gets a point for making this his back-to-back record because this was his second record that he dropped simultaneously to Push-Ups. Because after Push-Ups, Drake, again, doing the back-to-back attempt, he tried to drop another diss record before Kendrick can respond to make the attack seem a little bit more stealthy. So he did try to run up the score, if you will, while Kendrick was on the bench. Basically, he gets a point for that. He also gets a point for the beat. That beat was hard. It sounded like some Dre shit, for real. I think Dre's probably mad he didn't make the beat first, if you ask me. But TaylorMade was a quick teaser, but it was effective for the most part. A lot of people were wondering if Kendrick was going to make it after they heard this record, and a lot of people were starting to doubt Kendrick at this point because Drake was leading the game at this point. You know, after Push-Ups dropped and then he dropped TaylorMade, it was almost like, damn, this nigga's out here, you know, running laps around Kendrick. But then we all know the events that followed. But in the moment, of course, just to give this a score of, I would say we have to give it a score of 6. Because, again, we're scoring the 1 point for the direct diss, 3 points for it being a direct attack, 1 point for it being back-to-back records, and 1 point for the beat. It was an amazing beat. 6 points seems about fair. Is that agreeable?
Yeah.
Man,
I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna let you get it.
What more do you want from me?
I'm gonna let you get it.
I'm trying my hardest here.
I'm gonna let you get it.
Push-ups, Drake.
I'm gonna let you get that one measly fucking point on the back-to-back.
I'm not even picking favorites here. I'm being unbiased.
I'm gonna let you get that. I mean, if you want, we can be here. I mean, like we can be here until they drop another record.
I mean, they might be dropping another record as we speak.
I mean, like it's getting late. You know what I mean? I know you haven't seen us yawn if we didn't edit them.
Man, it's like 4 in the morning right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So we're
dedicated.
You know, so.
You know, JA NBA doesn't close their doors. We're here all night. We're here for the pod, baby. Love this shit. Push-Ups, Drake. 1 point for this record off the bat. 3 points for him dissing Metro, Abel, Ross. Everybody got to get strays in here. You know what it is.
He shot the whole club up.
Man, he came in there with the fucking AKs. Like, this nigga looked like Neo in The Matrix. This nigga was just like, you know, everyone has, you know, he's just spraying all these bots. You know, He also mentioned Whitney, who we all know is Kendrick's wife in here, so he gets a point for that. Yeah, he gets a point for that, and he gets a point for the
Beat.
The beat on Push Ups was fire. Beat on Push Ups was fire, and this was his first response after Like That, so this was a highly anticipated record. With all that being said, I have to actually reorganize this. It's one. Yeah, it's 13 points he's getting. No, wait, no, 12. 12 points.
Okay.
12 points he's getting for push-ups. So, gonna give Drake 12 points. Moving on, we got Like That. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. To be young again. Before we knew what rap battle really was. Before we knew the rap battle, we... Yo, you okay? You alright? This is what you get. I told you stop eating while we film. This is what you get. This is what you get for eating while we filming.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
You got me.
Look, before J. Cole had a season-ending injury...
No, he went to play in China. What are you talking about?
He's apparently playing in the... He's playing in the G League.
He's playing overseas right now.
So,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Before his horrible season-ending injury, J. Cole was once a member of this wonderful battle, and it dwindled so quickly. We're not even going to bring the record in because he deleted it, so we're deleting it from the record. Like That. I don't know what else to say here. I mean, it wasn't even Kendrick's record, but you might as well call it that because we all know what happened there. One verse was worth the whole song.
That was that one hit like a champ. That was the best one out of the bunch to me, and it wasn't even a direct diss record.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it was. Because let's be honest, so this is what I was gonna say. It's an asterisk for me, right? Beat is dope.
It's a Metro beat.
It's Metro. It's a diss record, so
to a Metro beat.
You can give him the point for the diss record. But now, he said, "Fuck the big three, nigga. It's just Big Me." Do we give him points for direct, or do we leave it off because it's not? You're saying no names here.
I mean, I give him a point for direct because we know who they were referencing to the big three, or who they were alluding to the big three being, and he wanted no parts of that. He made it clear.
But he didn't really shout out no one's name, so he doesn't reference, fuck the big three.
So when you think of big three, who are you thinking about?
I think about Ice Cube Basketball League. I mean, we are talking about sports here.
I like how you clean that up. I love how you clean that up. We got to pay some bills.
Could be talking about anyone.
I wasn't here for a few days, so I don't know who is called this thing. Big three.
He didn't say the name. Should we give him credit? Like That is a hard record, but do we give him credit for that record? Is that a personal attack?
Anybody, if you ask anybody,
it's a direct attack.
They feel like this is the song that, broke the camel's back. So, please, somebody help me debate this. Y'all gotta help me debate this. Let me know if I get some more points for this record. If y'all can find anything. And if y'all have another stat we could or should add, if it's feasible, we will put it in the review. Please let us know.
So you said first person shooter Drake. You said this is a part of this?
I feel like it is. This is what started it. This is what the mention. And it's so crazy because J. Cole is the one who started this. Not really started it, and because even Drake addressed it. And for the record, that song did not start the beef with us. this shit been brewing, you know what I mean, in the pot, eating, you know what I'm saying? So he already mentioned that on push-ups that song didn't start it, that it been going. You already mentioned that you know, like it was like this, you know, Kendrick has been throwing shots and naming names, so this isn't anything new.
I don't think I agree with you, bro. Personally, first person shooter, there's no diss there. You have to have a diss for it to be a diss record. Am I right? I mean,
That's why I didn't give it the
can.
one. I didn't give it the one. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give it that. But I mean, they said who's the big three? Is it K Dot? Is it Aubrey or me? And then even though this person has rescinded their invitation, you know, I mean, like this is like, you know what I mean? Like they're the one that started this shit, and now they're fucking ducking and running for cover.
Yeah, but you would have to have an insult for this to be a diss record. There's no diss. How do you make it a diss record? You know what I'm saying? There's no diss.
I mean, Cole was saying that, you know, if somebody was to say his name in the record, that he was gonna hit him up, you know, on their line, like caller ID and all this other shit, and that's what happened right after the record, and he didn't respond the same way. He responded like,
look, I'm all for getting sponsorships. I hope that we do end up having sponsorships. I like mouthwash, toothpaste, so I know that we could probably try to reach out to reach and have moments like this where you're reaching.
He reached.
Because this is a reach.
A lot of earlier.
This is a reach. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I mean, you can give Drake credit if you want, but I'm gonna actually use this opportunity to skip Drake points. I don't think First Person Shooter is a diss record. I'm not gonna count it.
I feel like it started the mess.
It's a part of the battle, but I don't think I would give this credence as far as being
but
a diss
there's
record.
just one part of the song that doesn't get a point. But the
whole song is a record. It's a record. At the end of the day, even if you look at Kendrick's part of the like that, we're still counting it as a diss record. This is not a diss record. There's no diss in the entire song. How can you even count it?
You mentioned that was a whole diss. That was a whole.
You're not staying on focus here. The focus of the point is there's no diss here.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay.
I agree.
All right. I would like to mention one more thing. I think Family Ties should be mentioned in here.
All right.
And I'm willing to give Kendrick points for this.
Who did you say we said we were gonna get Reach, right? You want to try to get Reach? I mean, that came around fast. It didn't age well, but whatever.
You want to say it's a reach, but at the end of the day, there's actually a diss in this record. You could actually count the diss record in this, because it's actually like Smoking on Your Top 5 tonight. Okay. Smoking on Your Top 5 tonight. I'm the king. Like he's saying, I'm.
That's not a direct name drop. I mean, like if you.
No one said that. No. See, now you're dragging it, and this is exactly why we have rules for people like yourself who try to stretch the game away from where we're looking at. Like, let's stay in the goalposts. Because one thing I know about social media today, everyone and their mother tries to argue these points, and then they end up moving the goalposts to make their points convenient. And that's why we have to have a tier of rules or points, because at the end of the day, this is an unbiased opinions. There's no opinion in these points. It's
because
really
if that got
Smoking on Your Top 5, nigga. We all know that Drake calls himself Top 5, and he's not talking about Jadakiss. Respect to Jadakiss. This is who he's talking about. Top 5. Drake has been dropping top 5 in his records. It's very clear who he's talking about.
And so if that's the case, then once again we're gonna go with the same energy for Big 3. We're going with the
Big 3's not an insult. I'm Smoking on Your Top 5 as an insult. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Big me.
Smoking on Your Big 3 is a record. I didn't take those points away. I gave those points. You
said
you arguing points that we gave.
You told me you said that we didn't.
No, I said that is not a diss.
You said no. You didn't.
I said First Person
full...
Shooter is not a diss record.
No. You said we wasn't giving that a full set of points because.
No, I'm not giving that full points. No.
Why does that? So then this is not giving full points. Because it's an old record and
you don't have to give it full points, but at the end of the day, I think it needs to be added into the tally, bro.
If
you want to take away,
I'll let you
points,
add it to the.
This is Kendrick points. You can take it away if you want.
listen, you can say, like I said, it's the same thing. I don't matter whose point it
Because you've been
is.
fighting for
I'm
Kendrick
talking.
this whole battle.
I'm
So
talking
you're
about.
taking points away
I'm
from
talking
Kendrick.
about the point system. I'm fighting for the system at this point.
You don't even know what you're fighting for no more. I think you got
I'm
lost.
not going.
You're
Listen,
confused.
I
You
know
fighting
I'm
the
not
fight.
confused. No, I'm fighting the fight. Listen,
You fighting the fight right
listen, I'm saying it's the same thing. It's the same. I have the same views on this system, no matter who it is. I'm unbiased. So if you saying that like it like that, Kendrick should have got.
I didn't say that like that. Here's the difference, right? The difference in the argument we're making right now. I'm not discrediting like that as a diss record. I never did. I just said that the big three is not fitting in the bar that we set as a direct attack. Those are two different arguments, Jo. The direct attack. Hold on. The direct attack argument is a separate argument from the fact that record with Baby Keem is actually this record. Smoking on your top 5 is an insult, bro.
Okay, but there you go. You said it's right here, Family Ties, right?
Yeah, smoking on your top 5 is an insult.
So then what's this right here? That's a B. That's a direct attack. That's a 3-pointer. That's what you're saying it is.
You're not following the argument at all. I'm saying that it should be referenced as a diss record. You're saying it's not.
I did not say that. I said that it shouldn't be getting 3 points for
I'm not
being
going to edit
direct
this
for the
segment
top
at
5.
all so you can see how wild your argument changed.
You said this is. I didn't change anything.
Your argument changed.
You said that he was getting the top.
No, I said Family Ties. No, I said Family Ties should be
5.
mentioned as a diss record because he said I'm smoking in your top 5 tonight. That's the point I was making. That's the only point I made.
Oh, okay.
You said no, it's not. It's because you're saying that it's not direct. That's not the point I was making. I'm saying that Family Ties should be a diss record.
Okay, so we're gonna see. So then, where does the direct come in at?
Huh?
Where's the direct?
I'm not arguing direct right now. I'm just arguing the credibility of this existing as a diss record. Let's stay on point.
Okay.
Let's stay on point.
With you on that.
The credibility of this is a diss record. Is it safe to add this to the tally?
Yes.
That's all I'm arguing.
All right, yeah.
Now, as we go into adding the tally up, now we can debate what's in the tally. All right, so.
No, we're back.
We're back. Basically, we're able to go ahead and tally up the scores with Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, Meet the Grams. 616 in LA, Euphoria, Like That, and honorable mention, Family Ties. Kendrick Lamar's score tallies up to 40. Now, with Drake, The Records, Family Matters, Buried Alive, Push-Ups, Tailor Made. You won't believe this. It looks like we've evened out the score to 40-40. Apparently, at the end of the day,
that's bullshit.
We did all of these numbers just to realize the battle has not ended. We have not been able to pick a winner. The winner is Ho! Speech!
First time we'll think about Connect.
Looks like you will have to suffer some more fucking deep takes like we didn't think. I'm sorry we wasted your time.
Yeah,
oh, thank you for joining us for another episode of the podcast.
Speech!
Brooklyn wins again. New York, we in the building, baby. Yo, first of all, listen, before we go, let me just say one thing. I want to shout out.
Definitely want to thank.
We just want to shout y'all out. I see the gift bag here. I'm not gonna go do everything, you know. I don't want to go do it. Thank you, Raw, and thank you for updating our sign. I don't know if y'all noticed anything new today, but we got some new paraphernalia here on the set. We just want to thank the people over there at the Raw Company.
Shout out to Sean Chimney,
yes,
everybody at Raw. You know what I mean? Our good friends down there, they definitely look out for us. We definitely want to keep them in our best interest.
For sure. We appreciate you. And also, if you guys have any, gifts or anything that you want to submit, if you have any, product placement you want to submit to the pod, feel free to DM us. You can go on our Instagram at the number 4. Just Advice. That's the number 4, Just Advice. Feel free to follow us individually on Instagram. You know, we have
J Obama.
at J Obama, and you also have me at Allen_AB_. And also, you know, we also would like to thank the team over here at the Spotify Studios. You know, we really do enjoy creating a safe space for all the podcasters here in the New York area. If you guys have any inquiries, just feel free to DM us and any of those links that we provided you. But like, share, subscribe, you know the regular, the use.
Smash that subscribe button.
Hit that button. Thank you for tuning in, though. Another one. Peace. Da, 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 da.